like this one. Is it true that you lost your virginity at 11 years old?
Wow. Wow, yes, it's very true. That is very, very true.
If you look at Cash Money Records, that's another label that was wildly influential. They gave us Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Drake, Nicki Minaj, and so on. There's allegations of Birdman, who's the guy behind Cash Money, that he's been involved with similar things. There's claims that Birdman and Lil Wayne were doing gay stuff years and years and years ago. There's videos of Birdman kissing Lil Wayne on the lips. Birdman signed Lil Wayne at age 12. This sounds very much like the Bieber and Usher thing that Diddy was doing. So I don't have a strong connection to Diddy yet, but there's some interesting Cash Money connections.
And I'm glad you brought up Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, I did have a Lil Wayne phase. I was a fan of the Carter. I thought he was a pretty good rapper. I liked his voice. He has a unique, raspy voice. So I was a Lil Wayne fan. And even then, I was like, Birdman and Lil Wayne, it seemed odd because Birdman, like, it was this big, gruff dude. And Lil Wayne obviously is covered in tattoos, but he's clearly a lot younger. And I do have some notes here because I just wanted to point out that these mentee-mentor relationships are often sexual, and this is something that runs deep in hip-hop. But this is from a Playboy interview about Lil Wayne losing his virginity. How old were you when you lost your virginity, and what were the circumstances? Lil Wayne says, I was 11 and the girl was 13. She had every board game you could imagine. I liked board games. We played win, lose, or draw, and on the board she wrote, fuck me. Now I was 11, and I didn't even know what she meant. I just knew it was a cuss word, so I was like, why is she cussing herself out? She said, do you want to play Press Your Luck? Well, the game is in my closet. She had a walk-in closet, so she said, go get it. It's right to the right. When I walked into the closet, she came in and cut the lights off and took off my pants, and I remember my ass was cold up against the wall. I was like, what the hell? When I tried to push her off me, I felt that she was naked also, so I just stepped back and let her do what she do. Now that sounds a lot like Little Rod's story. It sounds like this girl was put up to the task of doing this. I mean, she's really thirsty. Let's just say that. Now, Playboy just lets that be and then asks, have you ever had a threesome? Even though this disturbing story of an 11-year-old basically being abused, I mean, I don't know. Girl's 13, so whatever. I guess kids are kids.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's one thing. The Playboy article goes on. But then I found another source that talks about the Carter documentary. I've never even seen it, but in this article, they show scenes and quotes from it. He's in it. It's like a reality show kind of documentary. But in the middle of the Carter documentary, and obviously high, Lil Wayne jokes openly about being raped.
I was fucking at 11. I had Nate at 15, nigga. I had my daughter when I was 15, nigga. It ain't cause you a male, it ain't cause you 15, you supposed to, cause you're young money. You're supposed to. Fuck that shit, nigga. I got raped when I was 11, Twist. I loved it. I ain't never pressed charges. I'm gonna do you like baby them did me. Yeah. I'll never forget that day.
After the documentary was filmed, Lil Wayne spoke about his childhood sexual assault again in an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel's show. And I watched this clip, and Jimmy Kimmel acts like it's a big joke, and it's really funny that he lost his virginity at 11. How cool that must be. And Kimmel, along with oddly Charlie Gibson, who was also a guest on the show that night, teamed up to tease Wayne over the incident when they presented it as an impressive display of Wayne's manhood. This time, Wayne was no longer up for joking about the matter, and he finally explained to Kimmel that the experience was a negative one. It was also revealed that the woman who was being encouraged to suck Lil Wayne's dick was 13 years old. So the story changed. At first, it was kids playing board games, and she was aggressive with him. And then all of a sudden the story is they're in the kitchen with a bunch of adult men, and this 15-year-old girl who's a great dick sucker is encouraged to suck Lil Wayne's dick. This sounds exactly like the kind of sex worker stuff that Diddy's involved in. And I know that's long, but I thought it was interesting that you have two different contexts. Playboy magazine, you tell the story, and then later you're telling the story on Kimmel. It becomes part of the Lil Wayne story, the lore. He lost his virginity when he was 11 years old. That's part of the lore. So when you go on a talk show like Jimmy Kimmel, this is what they ask you about. Now, if you read between the lines and you have a cynical view, this is really negative stuff. But there's obviously a double standard when it comes to boys. I mean, look at the teacher phenomenon. A little boy gets to fuck his teacher. That's an accomplishment. But a male teacher going after a young female student, obviously that's looked at a whole different way. And I understand why. I mean, little teenagers are horny. We were there. But 11 is quite young.
That's interesting. That's a good find, Greg. And I do think I think this is a good part of the conversation here, because I do think this runs more rampant in the music industry than they're even letting on yet. And Baby is that is Birdman. That's his nickname, is Baby.
Oh, okay. See, that's how ignorant I am. I thought he was a different guy. I know he
no.
It was similar in archetype.
Yeah, similar guy, and he's kind of a scary dude, I've consumed enough hip hop in my life that there's a couple people that honestly scare me, and for whatever reason, Birdman is one of them. DaBaby is the other one. Like he's
DaBaby. There we go. Yeah, okay.
DaBaby. He's murdered some people. So there's some people that are genuinely terrifying folks, and Birdman, he's done so many strange things. Like I've heard the story of him sort of arranging for Lil Wayne to have these sexual experiences. He also do you ever seen the video clip of Diddy talking about how he had Justin Bieber for 48 hours when Bieber was like 15 years old, and he was going to give him this, I don't remember what kind of car it was, some exotic car.
Yeah, Lamborghini, I think.
Yeah. And Diddy said, they asked him what they're going to do for 48 hours, and Diddy said he can't disclose what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I'm thinking, what are the parents thinking? And especially same with the Quiet on Set stuff. I think, where are these parents? What are they doing?
Yeah.
Aren't they worried about any of this?
And everybody just thinks, oh, they're working on a hot new album and they can't talk about it yet. It's like, or he's fucking this child. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. But anyways, Birdman also gave Bieber an exotic car in 2014.
Of course.
Birdman gave Bieber a Bugatti. And there's so many. There's also Young Thug, who's another rapper who had a lot of allegations about him being homosexual that I actually talked about in Sacrifice Magic Behind the Mic years ago. And he started out with another Birdman project called Rich Gang, but he's currently facing some serious time. He's in trials right now for I want to say RICO conspiracies as well, and some of the other rappers involved with that, like Gunna, he got let off the hook, and people say he snitched. I don't know. Again,
I wonder. I heard something about R. Kelly actually having his sentence lightened because he spilled some of this tea, and that's going to happen. I'm sure there's several people that are disclosing things right now. They're building this case. I don't think there is a trial date. I tried to look that up because I was like, oh, maybe we should do a follow-up when the trial happens, and we probably will, because trials take years, which is kind of silly. This whole country is broken. But I actually wondered if the little might be some kind of code for like a pass around, because there's so many people in rap use that term, and it's almost like prison adjacent. Like I could just see that being the kind of term. I'm really speculating, but there are also
that's a good speculation though.
There are also videos of Diddy and Aaron Carter together. And we know Aaron Carter, I mean, Jesus. He basically, Aaron Carter, Britney Spears, and Amanda Bynes, to me, those all three are the exact same archetypal story of not dealing with abuse and trauma very well, tattooing their face, doing a lot of drugs, a lot of self-sabotage. I mean, it seems pretty clear. And I don't understand. Maybe some people can just suck it up and be like, look, I want to be a star. I want the money. I'm just going to be quiet about my rape and abuse. And some people just can't handle it, and they fall into that archetype I just mentioned. Can you believe it, people? A video clip and a peek into how that sweet THC sausage is made. For some people, I'm sure it's nice to put a face to the name, so I started making clips that are a little more YouTube friendly than the full show tends to be. Get the full show on any podcasting platform. I prefer to keep it audio only, so we have a more decentralized distribution for a controversial show, and also so I can edit out the ums and ahs and barking dogs and all the things that happen when a person records in their home environment. And then if you really like the show, you can sign up for THC Plus, and instead of 1 hour interviews, you get the full 2 hour interview for just $8. I think that's a better deal, more of a win-win than asking you to support the show by booking a therapy session or buying generic Viagra. It's getting weird out there, folks. So just go to the highersidechats.com or click the link at the top of any set of show notes, and all your wildest dreams will come true. All right? All right.
The Higherside Chat Show.